What's up there, workforce? Chris here with Work to Game, and I wanted to do a brief guide that kind of touches on something another guide I just recorded does, and that is Grand Company turn-ins. Now, Grand Company turn-ins are the single easiest way to level crafters and gatherers without ever crafting or gathering. Basically, Grand Company turn-ins are supply and provisioning missions that give your Grand Company the supplies they need, and they reset once a day. Now, every day they're going to ask for different things, and basically they're usually in quantities of one, with the exception of sometimes your culinarian and your alchemist will sometimes be a different quantity, and then the provisioning missions are usually a multiple, and so just keep an eye on that. And just like leaves, high quality will double the amount of experience, and the experience will be a large chunk relative to your current level, and the item will always be something that you could either gather or craft yourself if you so chose, targeting kind of the top of what you're capable of. So a level 50 class would be looking at something around level 50, and a level 30 would be looking at something around level 30. But what you can do is if you open up timers, you can open up the next mission allowance, and you can have this open while you have your market board up, and I can actually go in and I can start this search. And so I can say Cobalt W, I want to level up this a little bit, and I can say, oh, there's no items found. So I would have to make that myself. Now, I will say that this is a great way to see where there are gaps in the market, and I can go look at history, and I can see the reason there's none available is because today, around this kind of people need it today, they are selling at crazy numbers. So it's 60,000 a piece. I could go make one for myself, just and then accidentally make a few more, and I could probably sell those. And as long as this supply mission stays up for people in that level range, I would be providing something that is not available. The carpentry one, I already checked right before I hit record. It's also not available. And then titanium, keep in mind, this one says of maiming, so there's multiple VAM braces, so we want to buy the maiming one. And then if we go to maiming, they're available at 50,000. Now, 50,000 is higher than the price I'm willing to pay, but it is not higher than the price that other people would be willing to pay. And you can see that high quality would be easily worth 100,000 if I was willing to pay 50,000. And so getting high quality on these is a great way to go back and make money once you're a much higher level. So I can go to Yeti Staff, and we can click on the next one. 40,000, higher than I'm willing to pay. I'm usually looking for something that doesn't know what it's worth. So that's kind of how I tend to do this. And if I did this consistently enough over the 5 years I've been playing this game, I would literally already have everything at cap. I just am not good about checking this every day. So 15,000 for high quality. Now, here is the next step to this. If you're trying to do this cheap, keep in mind that there is a 750 gil fee for doing this. So Archaeo Skin Gloves of Crafting, I'm going to take the risk that somebody's going to get to it while I'm here, and I'm going to say Rainbow Sash of Scouting. The reason I type that one out is because Holy Rainbow tends to show up, so I like to be really exact when the word rainbow's on there. Otherwise, it makes those really long search results. And then Archaeo Skin Codex. And like my minor thing today was literally going for vendor price. So Archaeo Skin Codex, that's another thing that, it's going for a lot. It went back last month for 125,000 for a high quality. I assume that's somebody turning that in and not just using it. But it doesn't really matter if you made the money. I don't care what they use it for, right? Now, Dom Gratin, keep in mind, I'm going to need this in a quantity of 3. Now, Dom, apparently bad word. So we'll type GR, leave partial match on, and it'll drop me to Gratin. And so we just want to buy 3. So if you're going to buy high quality, all 3 have to be high quality. So that's not worth it. And so I see that I could buy 3 here. I need to stop by, what's the fee on this? A 40 gil fee isn't worth going somewhere to get. 100 gil fee not worth somewhere to get. That gives me 3 of those. And then we need to hop over to Foundation. And so the reason we hop over to Foundation is that Foundation is going to cost me 345 gil. And then once I get there, I will actually not have to pay the 750 gil fee. But keep in mind, I'm going to have to come back to Gridania. And so just run the math on that. I actually did... So the fact that I'd have to come back because I have to turn it in here in Gridania tells me that I'm really not saving money. I'm just wasting time. But I checked everything instead of buying it in case the gratin and other things were all in Foundation. I could hop over there and I could save on multiple items. I'm not typing something right. Archeo. There it is. I wish that they had a more accurate, like, partial search where it would say, hey, did you mean this? Because you have to just get it so right, and there's all these weird words. So 15,000, it's gone. So, oh, no, it's not. There it is. Yeah, that's right. 15,000 for high quality. I'm willing to pay that. That's fine. So let's talk about where to turn this in. Now, where you turn it in is at your Grand Company. So the Grand Company, the reason I'm in Gridania is because I'm a twin adder, and so my Grand Company is over here. But if you're like Immortal Flames, you'd be looking to be in Ul'dah, for example. And then, who's the last one? Serpents, maybe, and was that the last one? And they're in Limsa, and so you're one of those 3 Grand Companies, and you're basically going to be going there to turn it in. So I typically start at either my home market board, which is in Limsa, and then move to the Gridania market board, and that usually covers just about every item, because a lot of these my prices are set so low that the fees aren't worth dodging quite a bit of the time. I'm not willing to pay the prices where the fees are worth dodging, but if you are, keep in mind that those fees do add up, especially if you're paying like $125,000. That fee would be absolutely worth the trip there and back. So I would just kind of keep that delivery fee in mind. It's based on the city that they chose to set their retainer in, so it can just feel random. Now we run over here to, we are looking for the personnel officer, and we are going to undertake supply and provisioning missions. Supply missions are our crafting. And so we see that, and it's going to open up our inventory, and it's going to look for it. I'm going to hand this over. They do all have to be normal quality or all high quality. You can always drop high quality down if somebody's selling it. You can actually knock it to normal quality. And so let me show you that real quick. Just before I get rid of the only high quality item in my inventory. So I can actually right click and I can lower quality. Now I don't want to do that, but if that, for example, if you were trying to buy the gratin and somebody had 1 gratin that was high quality selling at vendor price, and then 2 were listed at normal quality at a low price, I might want to drop that 1 down so that it could stack for this, and just waste the fact that that one person did the work to get high quality, and then I don't want to pay the ridiculous price to get the other 2 high quality. So you'll see it literally doubles the number of seals, doubles the number there. I don't have to switch classes, automatically applies it to the right class. And then we hop over to gratin here and hand that over. And I typically don't do this for my level 70 classes, but it is a very good source of seals. You'll see that my level 70s here, 1,500 seals for 10 of that, 805 seals if I would go catch 3 fish. So my level 70 classes, it's a great source of seals. You can always check those to see if maybe somebody's selling those things at vendor price, and now you're converting vendor price into seals, and then you can convert seals into cordials or something like that and turn right back around and list them. But that's another hustle. So that is really it. That is Grand Company supply and provisioning missions. You can also see expert delivery here. That's where you turn in things that you like, dungeon drops and things like that for seals. But those are the ones that grant experience. And I didn't gain a level today, but a lot of times if you do that all the time, like that gave me 103,000 miner experience. If I jump to my miner, that's nearly 10% of a level. And then if we are on, so we got 224,000 culinarian points. So if we jump to culinarian, let me click through these. Alchemist Culinarian, 224, that's 20% of a level. So if I did that 5 days, I would level without ever even switching to my Culinarian. I never even need to be on the class, much less know how to use it or ever sit down and actually see the crafting interface. So if you're just trying to level up your crafters for things like repairs, or because you want to one day get to it, or you're afraid that rebuilding the city of Ishgard will be really cool and you want to have them capped by then, go ahead and start this method. It takes like next to no effort, and it's just a really super easy way to kind of just pick up experience slowly and steadily. You can also see that like Grand Companies, their supply and provisioning missions, so you pick up even more seals if you do this a couple times a week. Submitting high quality gets you 1,000, submitting, and so I've done these a couple times this week, and so that's a great way to kind of pick up seals regularly, especially if you're trying to level your squadron or something like that. So You can see that that person just gained level 15 in front of me on their carpenter and level 15 on their blacksmith back to back because they just traded those in. So this is a really, really easy way to once a day pick up a big chunk of experience, kind of like doing a leveling roulette, but a whole lot faster, and you never have to leave town. So my name's Chris with Works Game. I hope this helps. Definitely let me know. Congrats on level 15 Culinarian. Man, this guy's crushing it. I think he's level 15. He just hit level 15 on 3 classes. And so there's a good chance that they just picked up all the classes and they're level 15 because they don't do anything. They're just doing this. So the fact that they're all so close in level, if you just do these every day, you can absolutely level very, very quickly. So hope it helps. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and I'll see you next time. You guys ever wondered what's behind me? Let's go ahead and take a look. There's some Warhammer and gaming stuff. There's some German beer steins. There's a rainbow ball shooting out of his face unicorn, some Star Wars toys, some different architecture projects, some work to game mugs, one with a chocobo on it, some Jeeps, and then my face, and then the first skyscraper I worked on in my first job out of college. So, yeah.